And we are live. Welcome back to the Manor Entropians. Julian McBain here. And today we're going to be doing some Summer Mayhem. Okay. Events. That's what we need. As always, if you're new to the channel, welcome to the Manor. Please take a moment and subscribe down below. We are on the road to 13 million subscribers, one subscription at a time, so make sure you subscribe. Annihilation 3 is where we are at. I've got about 3.5 hours left. Let's see if we can't kill another hour and a half today. Oh, we're going to kill at least 1 hour. I might do 2, because you have to do these basically in 60-minute cycles, because that's how fast I kill things. The hell? Oh, land areas. Okay. Before we get started, let's drop pets. Throw out our panda bear. And let's drop down one of these skill boost pills. Ooh. Right, probably help if I actually started. There we go. I'm getting a lot of these pyrotechnic skills. That's good. Pyrokinesis. Hey Bob, how's it going? One thing I love about Entropia Universe is that it's a lot easier to pay attention to chat when you're playing. I'm not missing things. Thanks, Bob. I actually already did. I shared it out to Facebook and to Twitter, although I didn't put it on the Entropia Universe Facebook page, and I probably should. There. I solved the problem. So far, Summer Mayhem's been going rather well. I have an earlier segment of Summer Mayhem that will actually be releasing tomorrow at 9. But I've got about 3 hours left and 2,900 points. It's all going to come down to how many random points boosts I get, like when it just randomly gives you 250. I'm not talking about when you beat the boss, but when a random mob does it. That's what it's going to come down to, which is usually how it turns out. As of now, let's see what the scores are so far. So I currently have 2978, which puts me in 28th place, displacing Don Diablo. With 3.5 hours left, I got at least 3 more boss fights going. That puts me at 3,750 guaranteed points, because you get the 250 for each boss. So that puts me in 27th. If I'm lucky, I might be able to push out Starry in 26th, but I think that's pushing it a little bit. Unless I get some major bonus drops. Points drops. Ooh, global right away. 72-79. Not going to complain about an early global. That's always a good sign. Bob, you're going to have to enlighten me on PCF. Because I know I'm assuming that's like external sites. Oh no, that's part of external sites. Why are you evading? Really? Good lord. It's like he was just standing there and being MC Hammer. Can't touch this. Oh, Planet Calypso Forum. You know, I never thought to post to Planet Calypso Forum or to the Monria Forum, which is... I'm actually better known there. I'm not on Planet Calypso Forum at all. Which is to my own detriment, to be honest. I need to pay more attention to the forums and post more content. There's only so much of me, man. Which I know I'm making an excuse. I shouldn't make excuses. I should just buckle down and do it. More action. So Uncle G, Grant Cardone says, massive action. It's the only way you succeed, my friends. Be everywhere and do everything. And it's true in Entropia universe as it is in real life. The only way you're ever going to be successful at anything is to just increase the amount of grind you do. And there's no difference between massive action and grind. It's just the amount of grind you do throughout the day. You know what I'm saying? You grind at work, you come home, you grind Entropia. If you're a content creator like me, you grind out content. It's all good stuff. Doesn't matter how many hours you work. Work all the hours you can. Grind that shit out. Because that's how you build something. I've been a YouTuber for... Christ, what? Am I going on 2.5 years now? Yeah, June of 18. 2 years. 2 solid years. This month. At the end of this month. It'll be 2 full years. And 2.5 playing EU. And the only thing that I've learned out of the whole endeavor is that the more you grind, the better off you are. Oh, Bob, spend some time on the Monria forum. Seriously, Entropia Universe, when it comes to gaming culture, Entropia Universe has the best community I've ever run into. Except maybe Virtueverse, but Virtueverse isn't off the ground yet. The two groups that really epitomize an optimal gaming culture are the Monria and Cyrene groups. Of the two, Monria takes the edge, but only by a slight margin. Their developers are engaged, they're friendly, they take suggestions seriously. And they might say, you know, look, that's not anything we can do, or that's not really in the cards. But they do take their players seriously. They're not just, you know, frankly, they're not just wallets to be exploited. No. Unlike some other game companies I could not mention. Bethesda. But yeah. I would highly recommend you do that, Bob. Spend time on Monria forum, Cyrene forum. It's to my own detriment that I don't spend time on those forums, or not enough time on those forums, and too far in between. I mean, realistically, a content creator should be checking the forums at least once or twice a week. That's just a fact. Especially if you're looking to build a real big subscriber base. Which is what all of us are theoretically trying to do. Yeah, don't even get me started on Epic. To be fair to Epic, they did give away their primary product for free. I mean, now you can just download Unreal Engine. It's like, here, go to town. Which, okay, in the end, you can consider that a serious marketing decision, because if you give away the engine, all these indie developers can develop stuff that they're going to put on the Epic Store and take a percentage. Ah, I caught on to you, Epic. I know the marketing plan. And actually, it's one of the smartest things they could have done, because they used to charge thousands of dollars, tens of thousands possibly, to get a license to use that engine per license. And now they're just like, yeah, you just have to sign a thing saying that you're going to develop your own content. You know, if you monetize beyond a certain amount, we get a percentage. You know, you get a certain amount every year without that percentage, but then we get like 0.5%, which is a pittance. But if you do volume, which is the way you make money off of anything, especially video games, then they're going to make their money. And if you put it on their store, I'm sure they take another percentage for that. Which, again, if it's only 0.5%, even if they're only making 1%, well, that's what financial advisors make. 1% assets under management, 1% of sales. When you're selling millions of units from millions of sources. You know, that's why Valve doesn't produce video games anymore. Now, besides the fact that they realize they're all terrified of the number 3, they make far more money just being a brokering platform. I mean, they probably could make enough money to make everyone in their company filthy rich, taking 0.25% of their sales, of the sales of each game. 0.25%. That's how much money flows through Steam. Think about that for a second. Then they make a shitload of money off the loot boxes and friggin' team. Come on. Come on, lag. There we go. Got about 600 shots left with this. I knew it wasn't going to last long. I had to buy a partial one too, but 4,000 shots should be plenty. I got to remember to drop Lore Spade a line and ask him to craft a couple more for me. Yeah, you're not joking. 0.5% is a huge amount of money. Even if the games are only selling at $20 a pop. You know, that's $10 a... No, $20 a pop. That's $1 per game. No, I'm sorry, that's 10%. Or 5%. That's 50 cents a game. Doesn't sound like a lot until they're selling 50 million units. Don't judge me. It's after 9 p.m. in my time zone. I'm not required to be good at math at this point. People are fleeing. Great. Hey guys, do me a favor, please. If you could just hit that like button if you haven't already. And please share this to your social media, your favorite social media sites. It would be greatly appreciated. Every little bit helps. It helps in the YouTube algorithm. And it helps spread the word on who I am. Or maybe I should do it the way they do it on Timcast. Smash that like button! Whoops. You know, I am curious to see what Mind Arc changes next. Because they've been updating the game pretty significantly the last couple of years. The first thing they did is they updated the UI. And then they had this massive graphics upgrade that just made the game a whole lot nicer looking. And it didn't look bad before. I mean, it looked dated, and to a certain extent it still looks dated, but it was like night and day. And I know that they're still working on things. They're trying to make sure that they can still compete in a modern age where now competition's starting to push into the market. Like, new companies are coming up. They're pushing into the real cash economy gig. You know, currently their only real competition is Second Life. You know? And face it, Entropia Universe and Second Life have a much different player base type. Most of your Second Life players aren't going to play Entropia Universe and vice versa. Because in Second... I could be wrong about this, I've never played Second Life. But to my knowledge, you don't go to Second Life to hunt critters. You do it to build a house. And to socialize, which you can do in Entropia Universe. I know players who do use Entropia Universe as a social platform, which is absolutely amazing. But generally speaking, we're here to kill shit. Kill shit, mine ores, get loots. Out of curiosity, I got 7 people in the stream right now. How many of you are currently playing Entropia Universe? Yeah, pretty much, Bob. But you know, they have a whole song about what the internet is made for. We're not going to mention it in my chat, however. Wait, did they seriously have brothels in Second Life? I'm not surprised per se. I'm not shocked. I'm a little surprised, but I'm not shocked. I mean, this is the internet we're talking about. But I've heard people make as much money in Second Life as they make in Entropia Universe. Maybe even more. I don't know. I've never looked at the statistics. I do know that there are people making their living off of playing this game, and there are people who make their living off of playing Second Life. And the fact that we've come to a technological point where you can actually do that is just incredible. Like, if you had told me when I was a kid there are going to be people making their living in video games, and that for some of them, that living is going to be made playing in video game competitions that are on ESPN, I'd say you were fucking high. Well, I would have said you were drunk. But either way, there's no difference, right? I'd be like, what are you on? Video games are never going to make anybody money except the developers. No. Boy, were we wrong. Hey, Rince, how's it going? Oh boy. Suddenly chat got raunchy. I'm sorry to hear that you're in pain, Rince. When do you people were being paid to play video games in the 80s? I mean, game testers, and they made like, what, $5 an hour? I remember the 80s. I used to watch Star Trek on a black and white television. that thankfully was short-lived. We mostly had color television throughout my childhood. There was that like 6 months where we ended up inheriting a black and white, and that's all we had. Go to my grandparents, they've got 3 channels in the rabbit ears. No joke. And they still had the old click televisions, you know, where you actually had to go up to the television and crank the friggin' dial. Oh, you're talking about placing bets. Okay, nope, that is fair. That is fair. I didn't think about the gambling scene. I was thinking like straight profession. So... Air Jordans. Oh my god. The little pump. Do you remember the pumps? The pump sneakers? Not like pumps as in ladies pumps, but like they had the pump on the friggin' sneaker that you squeezed. It's supposed to do something. I'm pretty sure it was just a gimmick. Next thing you know, we're all going to be reminiscing about short circuits and telling people to get off our lawns. You know, I have to say, for all that, we didn't have the technology we have now. We didn't have the... Didn't have much of any of the things we have now. The late 80s and early 90s were not a bad time to live. I mean, okay, so the 80s, we still had the Cold War going on. You know, there were still people that were saying, you know, fear the Soviets. No. But it wasn't a bad time to live. It wasn't a bad time to live. Hey, Laura Spade. No, no. Rincewind, do not invoke that. No. No. Thundercats, yes. Yes. G1 Transformers. Thundercats. Oh god. Voltron, the original cartoon Power Rangers. I have to say, Lion-O's outfit was like peak 1980s. If you want to summarize the 1980s in one image, just put Lion-O there. The hair, the outfit. He kind of looked like he had just crawled out of the Thunderdome. But really, the most entertaining character in that entire show was Snarf. Are you a mage? Maybe you took some mage levels. Global 6303. It's 2 for the night. We're only half an hour. We're not even half an hour in. I'd much prefer friendly. Let's look at like the Vulcans here. We've had enough hostile for one night or for 1 year. You summoned that global. I mean, true, hostile aliens would bring the whole world together, but it's already been a rough year. And the Pentagon's finally admitted that the UFOs are real, so it's my estimation that if we do we really want to crack open the UFO can of worms? I'm all for talking about aliens. Because once the Pentagon once the Pentagon admitted that, yeah, these are UFOs and we have no fucking clue what they are. Well, no, they said they were unidentified aerial phenomena. UAPs. Come on, guys. Just call them UFOs. We've been calling them UFOs for 70 years. Cactual aliens. No, no. Summon, what the hell was the name of the alien species from Tenchi Muyo? Summon them. The species that Ayaka was from. And, the hell was her name? The criminal, the fun one. Ryo-Oki. Oh, could you imagine flying around in a living spaceship like Ryo-Oki? Ryoko. That was her name. Tell you how many friggin' anime fans are in here. Ha! Cat, perfect timing. So those of you who haven't done so, please make sure you hit that like button. I can't talk words tonight. I cannot talk. You know, that's how we're gonna make peace with any alien species that comes here. We're just gonna give them tacos. Because they're going to show up on Taco Tuesday, guaranteed. Tell you what, this would be the perfect first contact. And just work with me here. The aliens come down, they find who they think are going to be the perfect emissary to talk to. It's Tuesday, the tacos are made, and they end up engaging with a bunch of potheads. Tell me that wouldn't be the most hilarious first encounter ever. Hey, Kenrick. Like bucket. I can see that, lore spit. I appreciate it. Hey, if all y'all who are being summoned by lore spit could please smash that like button, it would be appreciated. Your assistant, eh? You know, when your stomach does the thing where it gurgles and kind of hurts a little bit, maybe gets a little overly gassy because it's empty and it's chewing on nothing, that's usually a sign you need to eat something, Bob. You know what, Rince? It's 2020 at this point. I wouldn't doubt that being the case. Watch the aliens all be like PvP gamers. They come here for the esports. Tell me that wouldn't be awesome. Yeah. Was that a Freudian slip there, Rince? I should have known that the aliens would be British. You know what, Bob? Sometimes you just have to be like, you know what? I have to take 10 minutes and eat, and y'all can figure it out on your own for 10 or 15 minutes. That's what I did when I used to manage people. I mean, of course, there's still limitations of your job space and stuff like that, but, dude, you can't not eat. See, StarCraft will be the cause of the intergalactic war. And the whole war will be fought in StarCraft. Lorespeed, you need to change your handle to Lion-O now. Actually, no, you probably would just to make a point. Thanks for the share, by the way, Lors. We're currently trending 4th for Entropia Universe searches. Technically, we're 3rd. We're behind a paid ad, which, okay, fine, fair enough. One of Serial Overdrive's videos and one of EarnPed's videos. Yeah, not bad. I have not read... Is it Armada or Armada? It's Armada. I'm reading it bad. I have not read Armada. Kenrick, is Armada like a first contact game or not game? WoW book, or is it about fighting wars as a video game? Because fighting wars as a video game sounds a lot like Ender's Game, which Ender found out at the end that, well, yeah, we're not going to spoil that. I haven't even read the book. Why would anyone want to fight a war? If you're going to play cards to win a war, you got to play Magic the Gathering, man. Not Hearthstone. Come on. Could you imagine playing DDR against an alien with 4 legs? Like an Andalite or a spider alien of some sort. That would be a fucking nightmare. Well, maybe not against an Andalite. See how many Animorphs fans are out in my audience. God, I am such a geek. I could get behind that. You know what? You know what? Fight the intergalactic war in Entropia universe. Like the two sides buy motherships and they buy quad wings and Sleipnirs and they equip them all, and they just fight these massive space battles. And Mindark makes a fortune, and the rest of us get a whole bunch of globals. I would say that's a great way to. That would be the best way to solve international conflict. Digital space battles. Define QWOP. That is very true, Cat. Which is why we'd probably be in an Andalite, because Andalites are basically centaurs with no mouths and huge scorpion tails. Oh, and eye stalks. So Bob, Ender's Game is the first book, which is actually written for the second book because he actually wanted it to lead into the second book. The second book's the important one called Speaker for the Dead, by a man named Orson Scott Wells. No, Orson Scott Card. Excuse me, Orson Scott Card. I've never read Ender's Game, much to my detriment. I'm sure Kat will be yelling at me because she gave me the audiobook, which I know I need to listen to it. but it's about a man named Ender who is at a military school. That's Ender's Game. And it's, again, I haven't read Ender's Game or listened to it because I tend to do audiobooks. But Speaker for the Dead is phenomenal. Like, just ridiculously phenomenal. And I highly recommend it. And it broaches all types of subjects. We're talking morality and dealing with alien species and culture clashes and personalities. And he takes a very interesting view of relativity. It's what happens if you don't have the benefit of like an Alcubierre warp drive where you have the bubble to protect you from relativity. So if you're moving at near light speed or above light speed, but the world around you is still aging at normal pace and you're not, it really takes all that into account. It's very, very well done. And I highly recommend it. You should do it. See, the world of Doom would just be fun. Like, we're already in the cyberpunk dystopia, so fuck it, let's ride a sandworm. Mindark has not introduced combat pets. If you remember, Compet died. But I need to get it up to level 10. Because then I can gain this, you know, useless skill gain ability. But there are other pets where I can use this pet to grind up the skill gain. There are other pets that can have other abilities that are useful. Hey Juba, welcome to the manor. Yeah, we all saw that message, Lore Spade. Oh, we got a new daily. We got enough are you kidding me? We got enough Mayhem tokens for it to actually register at a value? That's unusual. In Wales. Not much difference, is there? Hey, wait a second. My great-grandmother's father was from Wales. I guess I just insulted my own heritage, but that's okay. I'm pretty sure on all the old maps it used to say "Here be dragons" about Wales, mostly because of the flag. Yeah, I think Boomstick is, I'm not sure he's going to sleep at all tonight. He got monetization. Big shout out to Dr. Boomstick. And if you're somebody who comes to my channels for Fallout 76 content as well, make sure you go subscribe to him. He just hit 1,000 subscribers. Congratulations, Boomstick. What are you watching, Lars? See, Laura Spade, this is what happens when you mess with magic. The thunder comes. Then your sword grows. Am I missing something? Like, I'm seeing people reference someone I don't think I'm actually seeing the comments of. Thundercat garden tools. You know, that reminds me, I really need to finish the anime I've been watching. I've only got like 10 episodes left. It's just like when playing games, I have a nasty habit of watching Star Trek instead because I've seen it so many times. I can just have it in the background. If I don't see what's going on, I still know what's happening because I pretty much know the whole damn script. So, you're right about the sun lures, because we have no sunspots right now, which means we're expecting colder weather to come. As someone who's lived in North Dakota, which is pretty much the chief state of cold weather, I'm not that afraid of it. Although, no, I'm sorry. Bob is in the chief state of cold weather. I apologize, Bob. I meant for the continental United States. You definitely take the cake because you live in Alaska, and even though North Dakota is cold, Alaska is far worse. And yes, I know the bear is useless. Still grinding out the pet skills. Because who knows what Mindark's going to come up with tomorrow. So, in Alaska, there is a town of roughly, I want to say it's like 250 to 300 people. The whole town lives in a single building. Town has a school, has a hospital, shops, and it's all in one building. An old, or technically it's in two because certain functions are in another building, but it's connected by an underground tunnel. You can walk the whole town and never venture outside. And there's only one way in or out by land. By a single, I think it's a single road. I think it's a bridge. It might even be an island. I can't guarantee that though. One building. Bob, are you talking 0 Fahrenheit or Celsius? Because there is a significant difference. Although I'm sure at 0 Celsius, you're probably out in a t-shirt. Not that I can say much. I've been out in 1 degree weather and drank a cold beer. And that's Fahrenheit, not Celsius. Rinse, the panda doesn't do anything. I wish it did. I'm hoping my friends over at the Virtueverse team come up with combat pets. I think that'd be really cool. Not that I use them, but it would be cool. Here we go. No, no. Damn it. You weren't the Mulman I was looking for. By line, Bob, are you talking phone line, train line? What kind of line? There we go. Oh, yeah. Honestly, that's the biggest reason I would not want to live in Alaska. I don't care about the cold so much. I've lived in North Dakota. The difference in temperatures between North Dakota and Alaska is barely 10 degrees most times. North Dakota gets the desert temperatures during the summer. But no broadband? Fuck that. Yeah, that's a whole lot of nope. And this tells you how peak millennial I am. I am more worried about my friggin' internet than I am about the cold. And that's a global of 131. Total out to 131. That is the best way to end a 1 hour run at Mayhem. Hey, Beach Fit Rob. Okay. So, It's almost 10. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a short break, and we're going to come back, and we're going to do another hour. Because it's Mayhem, and that's what we do. So I'm going to take a 5-er, and I'll be right back. Stick around. Alright guys, I'm back. Gotta pour myself some scotch before this next run. Okay. What did I miss? I missed more than I can catch up with, apparently. Okay, so first things first, let's recycle our ammo. Let's open the one strong box. What the hell? Ammo and one green pill, which is... Oh! Might actually use that tonight. What the hell? Okay, let's do the thing. I should have enough sword for this. I better have enough sword for this. Yeah, I should have enough sword for this. Barely, but I should have it. If not, I'm pretty well SOL. It'll come down to me using my flame arm. Hey, Lorespeed, you're in the chat. Would you do me a favor and make some more LB35s? It would be appreciated. There we go. We have, what, a minute left here? Seconds. We have seconds. So for the mulls, if you do category 1, even as a newbie, it's going to be tough, but it's doable. You got to have armor, though. Depending on how new you are, then Bob's right. Do the migration. There are low-level Longtooth that are just outside of Port Atlantis. Migration is coming up in August, I do believe. It is by far my favorite event. Oh, right. Beach, if you want to skill evade and dodge, best places to do that are realistically right around Camp Icarus. You know, just keep, or you can sweat the Sabakuma up by oh, where the hell is it? Dark Moon Cove, I think is what it's called. So this is Dark Moon Bay. You will have a teleporter here. Dark Moon Cove, which you can follow the road in your Valkyrie to, has a whole bunch of level 0s Sabakuma. Just sweat them. Sweat them. If you want to do some hunting with them, then kill them. If you're just looking to get the sweat and get the evade points, turret them. And you're going to get the evade points. It's going to take time. It is a grind. I mean, this whole game's about the grind. But you'll get there. Or you could do it that way too. I'm personally opposed to dying in a video game, but that's just me. I watch Sword Art Online too much, that's all. Let's see. Ten people watching. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. If you all could do me a favor and hit that like button, it would be greatly appreciated. And if you could please share this video. A share is worth 100 likes, seriously. It helps spread the word that I'm out here. Also, if you're new to the channel, welcome to the manor. Please make sure you take a moment and subscribe, because we are on the road to 13 million subscribers, one subscription at a time. Join the movement early. $13 million. Oh, where do you find those Mulcibers? That's actually not bad for skill gain. Especially off of death. And well, it's still free, right? Yeah, you can say you were one of my first 1,000. Because I am going to Grant Cardone YouTube. I may not be PewDiePie, but I want to see him scared. Only 1 or 2 people managed to challenge his throne. He's always kept it. But for the time being, we're aiming for 13 million. That's 1% of YouTubers. Be one of the first. Hit that subscribe button. Are those Zykions over by, ah, frick. Yeah, Zykion Citadel. They're I don't think the mob is named Zykion. That's the name of the city. It's those eviscerators, I think is what they're called. Because you fight them in Eastern Mayhem, but they are not nearly as dangerous. They're still just as dangerous looking, though, because they're basically, you know, mechanical walking blades. It's a salad shooter in robot form. Rinse on you, smartass. Someday I hope to be high enough level to solo those, if it's even possible. But I mean, I've seen Ubers in Hadesheim, and they have to have a dedicated healer just to fight there. And that's no joke. Oh, maybe that's what I need to do. I need to, like, grab Lore Spade and grab Cereal and Bob. Maybe grab Obbledude as well. Get all of us to go to Hadesheim. Just see if we can take, you know, just see if we can survive. What's up, Beach? Dude, if you can manage to kill that thing, that would be impressive. Because its regen theoretically should be higher than the amount of damage you're doing to it. But at the same time, if you just keep pouring ammo into it, you're going to get the skills. I meant metaphorically, Lore Spade. I meant metaphorically. It's okay. Of course, it's set at the 69-minute mark, so you take that for what it's worth. Yeah, Mindark did that to prevent evade bugs. It's basically the same thing. For those of you unfamiliar, evade bugging is an issue in World of Warcraft. When a mob cannot be reached nor be reached. It's usually stuck on part of the world geometry. But it's really a game balance issue. That way you can't use the land to get an unfair advantage. Although there's another game out there that's actually allowing that to happen, and I think they're the smart ones. You know, if you're using the landform to your advantage, you should be allowed to have that advantage. No, I'm an alpha tester for Virtueverse, and they're not using something like an unreachable mechanic to prevent you from killing something that's stuck on world geometry. Because realistically, if something got stuck, it's fair game. That's real life. Hey Juan, good to see you. Well, not only that, Beach, but like in Entropia, if a mob can't fit through an area, they'll either clip through an area or they'll become unreachable. I think that if a mob can't fit in an area, you should be able to continue to attack it. That's strategy. That's not an exploit. It's kind of like kiting. When I was doing my Virtueverse videos, I did a lot of kiting, and for those of you who aren't aware, go watch that after my live stream is over. Kiting is something that was developed in older MMOs like World of Warcraft. It doesn't work in Entropia universe because the way the mechanics in Entropia universe works. I mean, it does to an extent, but the mobs are always faster than you moving backward. You can't really effectively kite in this game, but in games like World of Warcraft, Final Fantasy, you can kite, and what that means is you're running away from the mob and you're occasionally shooting at it to get its attention and keep it active. Or if you've got aggro, you're just running around so they can't hit you, but they're still angry at you, so your friends can attack it instead. The most egregious, very well executed but egregious form of kiting is found in the old Leroy Jenkins video, because as they're running in, you see Leroy run by and here comes all of the whelps. That's kiting. That's exactly what he was doing, and the fact is he was kiting well. That's the sad part. His entire team got wiped. Okay, so EQ. Fair enough. My boss played EQ. Yeah, I have a boss that's a gamer, so I can't say, oh, I'm not feeling well for an expansion pack, because he'll be like, oh yeah, expansion pack in this game came out, and I know you play it. It doesn't work. He was an EQ necromancer. Fuck my life. Not that I was that way anyway, because guaranteed if it's in a release date, you can't get into the servers on the big MMOs. Are you kidding me? I actually don't have the Barbarella one. I usually use an LR20. Actually, I think I'm up to 25 now to tag. I've got Bookins. I'm currently trying to get some BLP skills, so I've got my ELM and mech. But Mind Force is more effective against Mulmans and against mutants in general, from what I understand. So that's what I've been using. But no, I've never had a Barbarella. So Buchan's Spare Rifle is a weapon you get off of Alex Buchan. And he's at Camp Icarus. It's a whole quest chain. It's a really good newbie quest chain. And then there's a second quest chain over at Camp Sisyphus that allows you to upgrade it to an adjusted Buchan's Spare Rifle, which is what I have. I do have videos on this. Please go check them out. I have well over 150 Entropia Universe videos, so I'm afraid you're going to have to do some digging. I have no rebuttal, Beach. I played Ultima Online. That's how old I am. It's Dr. Boomstick. Mr. New Monetized himself. You still have the cloth map of it? Holy shit. Beach, were you there when Lord British got himself killed by other players? They started dropping players in space over that. That was awesome. So for those of you who don't play Fallout 76, you need to go to Dr. Boomstick's channel after my stream is over just to watch him prank his mom. Like, I'm dead serious. Funniest fucking video I've ever seen. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was beta, but I still think it's hilarious when the developer got himself killed by his own players. And then his security team, massive air quotes, ends up just pulling players out of and just dropping them in space to kill them. Because they can't get a handle on shit. It's like, come on, guys. Oh shit. Stop firing fireballs at shit. No, I'm pretty sure Boomstick just hasn't visited his mom since then. Holidays ain't come up yet. By the way, Boomstick, your father's reaction to that was just awesome. Oh good, Bob got himself some food. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. UO in eBay. Yeah. Back when eBay had far fewer scruples and Ultima Online didn't have any terms of service issues with selling shit on eBay. Because it wasn't a thing. Gold selling was still like a brand new concept, so it wasn't part of TOS for any games. I never even thought of it. Oof. Excuse me. It did. It did. Although, let's face it, I mean, eBay was revolutionary. The idea of an online auction site. And for those of you who don't remember, eBay used to have like a yellow color scheme in the background. So this is an experiment in social engineering. eBay had a yellow color scheme. And they decided that they would prefer to go to a white color scheme, so they just switched it. Everyone complained. So they switched it back. So after that, they actually went through over the course of time and adjusted the yellow contrast by 1 point every day until it was white. And then no one complained. eBay is like the most the smartest social engineering group ever created. And because taking the information that they gained from that, that's why Google's so damn powerful. What do you mean by general magic their beach? Evade. There we go. You Google everything on Bing. Wow. Yeah, I mean, Google owns the verb at this point, doesn't it? Oh, it was an operating system. I'll have to look that up. No, Boomstick, I've never heard of Anarchy Online, but it sounds like my kind of game. But keep in mind, Boomstick, this game is older than WoW. It's older than Second Life. In fact, in all of the MMOs I've run into, the only games that might compete with it for age are EverQuest and Ultima Online. And this has a real cash economy. Come to think of it, there's an apartment on Monria that is for sale. And I think by now it should be for sale for about another 48 minutes or so. And I want it, but it's $250 US. And the phrase "too rich for my blood" comes to mind. And it hurts. Because Monria has the absolute best apartments I've run into so far. It does. Oh, I know UO was the first. I saw it. I was there. I played it. Well, as much as... And so far as I could. There's only so much you can do on a dial-up connection, you know what I'm saying? But I tried it. And it wasn't bad. Well, Bob, if... *** wasn't METH, maybe they wouldn't try to send you to rehab. Yeah. 40 kilobytes per second. Yeah, let's try 1440, dude. Okay, I was ecstatic when I got a 28.8 modem. We're talking... There was a webcomic that I used to read, and I still read it usually about once a year, called 8-Bit Theater. It's based on the original, the NES original Final Fantasy. It's called 8-Bit Theater. Go look it up. I've read it since like the first 5 episodes. And every episode was like a page in a comic book. It has some 1,200 episodes. And I want to say he released them almost daily, if not daily. Maybe it was a couple times a week. I can't remember. It's been too long. You'd click on the episode. You'd run downstairs. I could brew a pot of coffee. I'd come back up, read the episode, click for the next episode, go downstairs and make said cup of coffee. Come back up, read the next episode, click the button, and by the time the next episode came up, I had finished the cup of coffee. Let me tell you, I am really glad dial-up isn't a fucking thing anymore. Rinse Beach, it was great to have you here. Thank you so much. You have a great evening. Oh god, I love Order of the Stick. It's been a while since I've read it, but, you know, Banjo for life, dude. Twenty frames per second. Oh, Jesus. 20 frames per second used to be lightning fast. Boomstick, did you used to play the original, like old NES game Ninja Gaiden? That game was unbeatable. I mean, it was beatable, but it was hard. It was brutally unforgiving. Brutally unforgiving. We're talking worse than Dark Souls. Did you ever play any NES games or Atari or like old Sega Genesis games? Back in the old days where anything that moved tried to kill you. And they would kill you just by touching you. Yeah, the music. Oh god. Yeah. Okay, Zelda and Metroid, that's respectable. Absolutely respectable. Bob, what is EDM? Nothing? Okay, that's fine. We probably have about 30 minutes left. Let's see. Come on, kill the Molman. Kill the Wabbit. Techno, thank you. See, you couldn't have just said techno. And Bob, I don't see you as a boomer. No. Bob, you're not a boomer. I've listened to your videos. There's no way in hell you're a boomer. Gen X I'll believe, but boomer? Come on, man. Bob, if you were born before 1970, I would be in shock. Yeah, all kids see... Okay, boomer has become a meme. I'm waiting for my son, who's Gen Z, to call me a boomer, and I'm a millennial. Or technically, I was born in the 80s, so I'm Generation Y, which is the older millennials, or the Zennials, but still. Dude, I know techno music. I love techno music. Are you kidding me? I actually used to have an employee. This guy, like, he came from the rougher side of town, but the man had good taste in dance music, and it was all fucking techno. Okay, so we were born in the same year. So yeah. I mean, technically the millennial generation is between 80 and 2000. Those are your millennials. There are millennials older than us, just not much more older. No, we weren't diving under desks, but we do remember the Soviet Union. We're doing pretty good tonight. I've actually gained ground on ammo. Holy shit. I started tonight with like 800 pet in ammo. That is not bad. I haven't done any repairs. Which, yeah. My amp alone is going to require 60. My armor isn't going to be any joke in total repair cost. Yeah, I'm sorry. I played Oregon Trail too. See, so technically I'm part... First off, okay, let's get real. The whole generation thing, it's a marketing tactic. That's the entire reason they exist. It's just marketing. But I remember Oregon Trail. I played Oregon Trail. The number of times I've died of dysentery is just ridiculous. But I've made it to Oregon too. I remember the last river mission. You had to navigate that stupid river on the raft. Oh my god, the raft. That was like, you looked forward to that. Once you hit the raft, you didn't care if you lost because that was the fun. My son actually has a pocket arcade because they still exist apparently. A pocket arcade of Oregon Trail, like old DOS version Oregon Trail. It's in his top 3 favorite games. My heart is whole. At some point, I need to steal it from him and play a game. I wouldn't steal it, I'd just borrow it, but you know what I mean. No, we don't need a tree cutter, come on. And the fact that the tree cutters aren't actual chainsaws kind of upsets me. I just launched that fireball at the moon. We are under 2 hours, folks. Under 2 hours. Whoops. No, 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 no. Fight the guy that's right in front of you. Tab targeting, I swear to God. Okay, if we were to stop now, we're at 3,400. We'd end up at 27th place. We have displaced eyedrop. Which honestly was unexpected. With the amount of time left, I think we can get another 500 points. Which will put us in competition for 26th. Climbing. We are climbing. Don Luca. How do you get 13,000 points? That's just luck. That's Mindark's RNG. That's the Ludius algorithm. Thank you, Ludius. Yeah, pretty much, Bob. Man, I forgot what it's like to have a 5 o'clock shadow. I had a beard for so long and I just shaved it off and now it's just like, oh, I'm scruffy. What the hell? I know, I'm random. You know what? It's coming on to 11 o'clock. I don't care. Wait a second, Loris. I thought you were 34, not 38. Yeah, Bob. That's exactly what it is. I'm outside splitting in like 70, like splitting wood in 70, 80-degree weather. For those of you who have never split wood before, when you're lifting chunks of wood, you want it to be cold. Like, we were in 40s and 50s this past weekend, and I was comfortable in short sleeves lifting this freaking wood. Come on, slice and dice. We're getting down to 1,500 shots with this sword. Hoping we make it. You know, the occasional chop of the beard is never a bad thing. Reminds you of what you look like underneath all that hair. Yeah, Warspade's got us both beat. I'm starting to think that Rince was one of the Pythons. Just saying. Change my mind. Unfortunately, he's already left us, so he's not even here to defend himself. And for those of you watching, by the Pythons, I mean Monty Python. $15 before the next boss shows up. Actually, it's going to be sooner than that. I'm estimating about 10, if we're lucky. I've got to say, having the lifesteal amps on these swords, night and day, man, totally makes the difference. Holy buckets, we made it with 45 minutes. We got the boss in 45 minutes. That's nuts. Nope, Bob, I got to agree with you. I'm sorry. Whoa. Ha! This is it, my friends. And down he goes. But no global. I honestly think we topped out at 3 globals tonight, which is kind of sad because we did a full double run. But okay, let's take a quick look. Ah, crap, it obscured our friggin' score. That's okay. I've got an hour 41, which means about 2 more runs left in Mayhem. We're doing really well. I think we've still got, what, 1150 ped worth of ammo left. I'm not going to complain. Hey, Lore Spade, since I know you're here, would you do me a favor and create a couple more LB35s and throw them in your shop? I will definitely pick them up. Because, yeah, my sword is low. And no one's making LB35s. It's like, come on, guys, I need a melee weapon. In the meantime, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Please like, share, and subscribe down below. We are on the road to 13 million subscribers, 1 subscription at a time, so make sure you subscribe. As always, everyone, I really appreciate the support. It's been great. You all have a wonderful evening.